Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be reading another one of those Little People Big Dreams, and our person for today is Pablo Picasso. And just a quick reminder, if you haven't seen my other Little People Big Dreams book, go to my channel and look at the previous videos and pick out your favorite video. Written by Maria Isabel Shamshens Vegra and illustrated by Teresa Bellon. In a sunny city of Mangala, Spain, lived a boy called Pablo. He could draw before he even learned how to talk. Instead of his mom or dad, his first words was lápiz, which means pencil in Spanish. Don Joses, his father, was an art teacher. He taught his son how to use oil paints. Pablo was just 9 when he completed his first painting. A man riding a horse in a bullfight. He was only a kid, but was already better than his artist dad. His father took him to Madrid to visit most famous museum, El Padre Pablo, that hoped that his paintings would one day hang on the walls next to the great work of Spanish masters like Goya or Velázquez. He attended a well-known art school in Barcelona, and soon he mastered almost every known style. Still, Pablo didn't want to paint like grown-ups did hundreds of years ago. He wanted to show the world in his own way. Pablo's first solo exhibition was held in a cafe called Four Cats, a place where painters and poets would hang out. There he met his friend Carlos. They were very different, but instantly they became buddies. Soon they were sharing a tiny studio. When he visited Paris, the center of art scene, Pablo knew it was the perfect place to settle, but the world wasn't ready for his style, and making a life as an artist was hard. Sometimes he burned his own paintings to keep his room warm. That's a bit disappointing. One day he got terrible news. His dear Carlos had died from a long time. Pablo would only use the color blue in his paintings. It was his way of letting everyone know how sad and lonely he felt after losing his best friend. In this picture, Pablo looks very sad, and on the shelves and in his hands, there's lots of blue material. That's how sad he must feel after he heard of his best friend's death. But luckily, sadness never lasts forever, and after 2 long years of feeling blue, Pablo's paintings were filled with color again. He used red, pink, and orange to paint the clowns, dancers, and acrobats he saw in the circus and cabarets. With a friend, an artist called Georges, he created a whole new style cubism. They had painted one thing from many different angles, but it all together in the same picture. The result was as playful as as a little kid's drawing. The day Georges brought a roll of wallpaper to the studio, Pablo couldn't wait to see the experimenting with it. He cut up pieces of it and pasted them into his painting. It was the first time collage was used in a work of art. Pablo was well known as an artist. When a war broke out in Spain, he created a huge black and white painting that showed the air booming of town called Grunicia. It was when the most moving interwar began in the world had ever seen. For him, one idea could be experienced in lots of ways. He kept exploring different styles, materials, and techniques all his life. Pablo created so many paintings that sculptures in his art could fill a whole museum. Even though it took him just 4 years to paint like a master, little Pablo never stopped trying to paint like a child, because all child are artists. We need to keep believing that once when they grow up. Pablo Picasso. Pablo was born in 1881 and he passed away in 1973. Pablo Ruiz Picasso was born on the 25th of October 1881 in Mangala, Spain, after the death of his 7-year-old sister. Oh no, his sister passed away. Well, that's kind of sad to lose a sibling. Anyway, the family moved to Barcelona, where Pablo's father taught art. Under the guidance of his father, Pablo went to an art school at the age of 16. But he felt pressured by his family and found a formal education too restrictive. He was much more inspired by the world he saw around him. Pablo discovered to quit school and begin studying art in his own way. In the 19th century, he had his first solo exhibition and met Carlos Casagemas. Together, they moved to Paris in the center of art scene, and Pablo remained in France for the majority of his life. When Carlos died in 1901, Pablo grieved through his artwork for 2 years, known as Blue Period, before he began to paint using vibrant colors again as part of his Rose Period. In 1907, he created a new style of art called Capitalism with fellow artist Georges Braque. This style, in which objects are painted from different perspectives, they combined into one image, changed art forever and inspired many subsequent creative moments. From then on, Pablo was seen by the public as a revolutionary artist. Throughout his life, he created thousands of artworks, from paintings and sculptures to chromatics and rugs, made with all kinds of different materials. With his eclectic style, Pablo contributed significantly to develop to the development of modern art in the 20th century, making one of the most influential artists that the world has ever seen. His story teaches us that even when things get tough, we should all believe in our own talent. And that's the end of the story. Okay, wait a minute. I'll say it. Okay. Baba, don't press the button. So, last few months, my dad has difficulty to sing properly, and nowadays it's getting worse. So the coming Friday, he's gonna have an eye operation, and hopefully he can see properly. And also I have something else to show you. Just like Pablo, I made this art piece just for my dad, and on the top left right hand side it's my initials, Zaramannan, and in the middle there's a huge R. There's like a huge R because my dad's name starts with a R, Ronti, and here's a note that I wrote with marker, and it says, Baba, that's what I call him. Baba, I love you so much, so that's why I made this artwork just for you. And also, there's also a secret. There's also a secret about this artwork. At the back, there's a pretty weird drawing about me because my neck is very long and my shirt has lots of hearts and lines and thingy-majiggies. And my nose is just a thin line. And my mouth is like, it's pretty weird. Baba, did you record it? What? Sorry about that. And I hope you enjoyed this story and my art piece. And if you want to listen to more of my stories, please hit the huge like and subscribe button right now. Bye.